The Senate poised to confirm Howard Lutnick as Commerce Secretary later today. Lutnick will lead the president's trade agenda, including, of course, shepherding many of the new tariff proposals. For more on the potential policy implications, we're joined by former Commerce Secretary and the former chairman and CEO of Kellogg, Carlos Gutierrez. Carlos, always good to have you. We've been talking a lot about DOGE. Love to get your take on that. But let's start with tariffs. A lot of reporting of late that, the exemptions that existed in the first Trump administration will not be available. Love to get your sort of thoughts here in the still early days of figuring out exactly where things are going to end up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be case by case. And the tariffs have really been broad. The scope has been expanded quite a bit with the reciprocal tariffs. So there are like 4 different buckets of tariffs, each one with a different motivation. Each one with a different potential solution. So it, will depend a lot on what is right for the U.S., what's right circumstantially, the situation with the given country. But, there's USMCA coming up in 26. I think China is at the very early days, and that will expand until we somehow come to a solution. And that's probably a broader grand bargain, which goes well beyond trade. Aluminum and steel will probably be folded into the USMCA. The reciprocal tariffs will also be folded into different country by country negotiations. I think the thing that we have to be careful there is that we don't do so much work that is unproductive, because at some point beyond the 80-20 rule, there are going to be countries that are so small we really can't make a dent on the trade deficit. So it's going to be about the large countries and those that have industrial policy that impacts our access.
Yeah. Carlos, obviously the stated aim is one of them, as you just mentioned, reducing the trade deficit. The other is to continue to try to move manufacturing back to the United States. Do you think it's going to work?
Well, we'd have to look at, there would be steel and aluminum, right? Is it possible that we keep these tariffs in place more strategically to bring back investment for steel and aluminum? That's going to be tough because, the amount of time it takes to bring back the investment, to get it up and running, there could be inflationary impacts by then, and the whole program will come under stress. So I think that will be folded into Mexico, Canada. It would be a good thing to bring back more supply from Canada and Mexico, to be a supply chain, a more secure supply chain for the U.S. But it's going to be very tough to wait it out until investment actually comes back and we produce more. That's a very tough thing to do.
There have been a lot of trade headlines over the last 2 weeks, Carlos, as you know, but the only tariffs that have actually been enacted are those 10% tariffs on Chinese imports. Do you hold a view that tariffs will be even higher 1 year from now on China?
Yeah, especially with China, yes. I think with China, that's kind of an opening blow. It's kind of the ante to start the game. There's so much going on with China. There's so many different currents and many different issues that I think eventually they're going to come down to a negotiation well beyond trade. It will include technology. It will include IP, but it will also include potentially China's involvement in Latin America. It could include Taiwan. So I think the president is looking at this much broader, and this could potentially be the start of a grand bargain, but it won't happen overnight. And in the meantime, as a way of exerting pressure, we'll probably see a little bit more with China.
Carlos, when it comes to the DOGE efforts, I mean, you ran a cabinet department. You have, this kind of rapid response teams fanning out into all these different agencies and trying to find, line item by line item, potentially misspent funds. I mean, how would you think about this entire enterprise and whether, in fact, it's kind of doing good in the short term, good in the long term, maybe some harm, and at the same time, the inspectors general have been dismissed in these departments?
Yeah. So the hardest thing to do in Washington, the toughest thing, is to reduce expenses and to reduce it in such a way that actually makes a dent on the fiscal deficit. It is impossible, maybe harder than putting a rocket and bringing it back and reusing it. So, yes, a lot of China is being broken. A lot of rules are being potentially broken. but I can't see another way. And you can see how hard it is. So I understand that Democrats are saying, let's follow the rules. Let's do this through normal procedure. That means what? Introducing a bill, waiting for the vote, having negotiations, having amendments. We will never make an impact. And we do have a crisis on our hands. We have a huge deficit, and I don't see any other way. We can argue about the tactics and what comes first, and you need to get rid of so many people. That's fine. But I think the aggressive approach that DOGE is taking, I just don't see any other way to tackle this. And one day we're going to have to do it. So, kudos. It's a lot of criticism, easy to criticize, but this is the toughest challenge in the country, and they're taking it on.
Yeah, interesting. You're that supportive. I'm curious, though, when it comes to cutting the budget deficit, Carlos, as you well know, Medicare, Medicaid, defense, interest, and Social Security are sort of where the real money is. Yeah. You think we'll ever get around to that?
Well, you're right. And that's going to be, I've always thought that it's when we hit bottom is when we're forced to cut expenses and to cut the deficit. Right now, we're doing it before we've hit bottom. But you're right. Eventually, we're going to have to deal with Medicare, with Social Security. There are two things that are happening. One is making taxpayers aware of the complexity of these expenses and where taxes are going. And every year we spend more, and then we have to increase taxes more. And I think that awareness is good. I think it's really making taxpayers understand what the issues are. At one time, there have been some discussions about privatizing or bringing in the private sector to help out on Medicare, to help out on Social Security. That has been, dismissed because we're going to take all the money and put it in the stock market. Or, it's easy to dismiss solutions with a one-liner. But eventually, we're going to have to come up with some real solutions that go beyond just continuing to spend more and more money, which, over time, as you know, is just going to overwhelm our budget. So we've got to be a bit creative here, aggressive and creative. But eventually, you're right. We have to get to the real money, which is in these entitlement programs, these non-discretionary spending.
Yeah. Carlos, always appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.